Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today I will be interviewing a guy who to me is a pretty big icon from my childhood. His name is J.W. Fails. You may remember him. He played RJ in the classic martial arts movie No Retreat, No Surrender. And I'm pretty excited today because I love that movie ever since I was like 4 years old. It's a good bad movie, you know, and it's a movie I still watch to this day. And I'm going to be interviewing him today to find out what happened to his career after he did that. He was also in the Molly Ringwald movie For Keeps, and he did a lot of TV shows like First and 10 and stuff. And I want to find out like what happened to him after that, because that guy should have been a pretty big star, and I don't know why he wasn't. So I'm going to find out today what happened and what went wrong. So yeah, here is my interview with J.W. Fails. Hi, Jonathan.
Yes.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, not bad, not bad.
Well, thank you for taking the time, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for the time.
So did you know at an early age that you wanted to be an actor?
Well, that's funny that you should say that, but actually I've been in the business since I was about 9 years old.
Oh.
Yeah, I started out originally from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I went to school for creative and performing arts. And actually was in the 5th grade with Sarah Jessica Parker.
Really?
Yeah. Sarah Jessica Parker, and I went to school with Rocky Carroll. You know, he comes out on NCIS with Mark Harmon.
Yeah.
And Carmen, a lecturer, went to school with me. And we were out in Cincinnati, Ohio, and went there from about the 5th grade to the 10th grade. And then from that, I went over to another school and kind of studied in radio, TV broadcasting for a while. And then I came out to L.A. when I was about 18 years old.
Wow. And did any of those people show signs they were going to be famous?
Some of the other guys?
Yeah, like Sarah Jessica.
Oh, well, you know what's funny about her? She was there just from the 5th grade, and she left and went to New York, and immediately next thing we knew, she was Annie on Broadway.
Wow.
Yeah, and then she took off, and she, the rest is kind of history. You know, she later on she started doing all these other things and TV shows and went into movies and everything else.
Mm-hmm. Where did you train to do acting?
Well, I trained there at the School of Performing Arts, and then I studied, did a lot of cold reading classes out here in LA, and private coaching out here. So, did a lot of training here and there. Some out there, and then I did a lot out here in LA also.
Oh, nice. Are you
Yeah.
Are you also a stand-up comedian?
You know, a lot of people have thought that at one point, and it's kind of something that I kind of thought about doing before, but I don't think I would really fit in too well with that. But I do have a story about that. My manager back in the day, I had a management team that was working with me, and they were working on some projects for me at the time, and a lot of people were wanting me, and this guy kept asking for a package for me. And it was about the time, when No Retreat was really hot, and a lot of people were asking for different things. Mm-hmm. This guy kept asking for a package on me. And it was this guy by the name of Eric Gold. And we were like, who's this guy Eric Gold? He was trying to put this package together. And they were like, okay, we're sending this package out. And this guy wanted to meet with me. Well, the meeting never ended up happening because I was, going to all these other projects and stuff. And the next thing I know, this project comes out with this guy Eric Gold, and it was called In Living Color.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow. It was the thing that I could have possibly been on too. And, it would have been a great thing too. So that could have been my possibility of doing something with some stand-up comedians, some great guys that came out of there too. A lot of great guys that came out of that show.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So that could have been a great thing too. Very great thing.
Yeah, I had to ask because I'm a stand-up comedian, and we know a couple of the same people who are Mickey Joseph and Sandra Risser.
Yeah. So you're getting out there quite a bit, huh?
Yeah, I've been doing stand-up for 12 years.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great thing, man. I really envy you guys of getting out there doing that. I mean, that's something. To get out there, keep going strong with it, and to do what you do. That is something. Because that's something I've always admired, and you guys always usually, works right into getting your sitcoms too.
Yeah, it's harder than it looks, though. I'll tell you.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So how does No Retreat, No Surrender come into play for you?
I heard about the audition. I was going through the trade papers, and I heard about this audition. And they wanted this kid that could do all these different things, skateboarding and breakdancing and all these things. And I'm like, hey, I could do some of those things. Because I had actually done the movie Electric Boogaloo. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Of course I am.
The Electric Boogaloo was with Guy Shabadoo and Boogaloo Shrimp and all these guys. So I had just come off of working on that movie with those guys. And I told my managers, hey, I want to get into this movie. So they're like, okay, go out, let's see what could happen. And with all these guys auditioning for this movie, right? So I go out to this movie, and it was all these guys was auditioning for the part. And, usually they audition you, and okay, we'll get back with you, this and that. Well, I go in for the audition, and they actually tell me right then and there, they want me for the part.
Wow.
And it was like one of those Hollywood dream things where, back in the days, golden age, like they're going to tell you right then and there, hey, you got the part. And I'm like, what? And they're like, well, don't say anything, but we want you for the part. And this is what's going to happen and this and that. And then what they did is they started having the guys come in for Jason, the main character. They started having different guys come in to match him up with me. So the actual story of the movie was I got cast first, and then they started bringing guys in to match them up with me. Mm-hmm. So to see who would, click with me and how it would work out. So.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's what happened. So afterwards, there were some other guys coming up, hey, how was it? Hey, it was great, but I didn't say anything. I had already at the part. And so I went back, to my managers and hey, how was everything? And I told them, hey, everything was fine, well, what happened? And I told them, hey, I got the part. And they were like, what? So then they had to go through the actual, process of negotiating everything and working everything out to let them know how it was and to work out the contract things and to work out, all the little things that goes with it. Hey, this is how much the pay's going to be. Hey, this is what's going to happen. This is trailer. This is that, everything. The whole shoot, we shot it here. We shot it in Seattle, Washington. So
yeah,
it was a great experience, really great experience,
Yeah, I don't think anybody could have played RJ other than you. I mean, you're like the friend, the friend of the new kid in town that like anybody dreams of,
Wow, I really appreciate that compliment.
Absolutely.
It was a great experience. I mean, there were some things that I got left out of. I didn't get to go to the party.
Really?
no, you know, they didn't have me go to the party. I'm like, hey, why did they have me go to the party? You know, I'm supposed to be like the coolest kid on the block, and I didn't even go to the party in the movie, right? But he gets beat up at the party. I'm not even there, but I come to the rescue after the fact, right?
Oh, the party scene. Okay, I know what you mean. Yeah, the movie, it was made right off the heels of The Karate Kid and The Last Dragon.
Exactly. And I think actually in some places at the time, I think it was actually a double feature with The Karate Kid too.
Yeah.
I think they did that in a lot of places. They definitely compared it to it everywhere. You know, they compared it like all over the place. You know.
Yeah. I was only like 4 years old when HBO started playing it, and it was on like every other day for like 2 years straight, and I just loved it because it's a movie with a lot of heart.
Right. You know, you're just trying to make me feel older and older right now, right? Gee, thanks a lot.
Hey, I feel old.
I was 4 years old when the movie came out. I think my little brother was too. He was about that age. Yeah.
I feel old, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, I was actually, when we filmed that movie, I think I was 18 and I turned 19 when we were actually filming it. And I had a birthday during the time when we were actually filming it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was a really great experience of doing it. You know, we had a lot of fun there. And, you know, but it was a lot of fun. Me and Kurt, you know, it was a great experience for both of us. It was actually both of our first films, and we actually grew up kind of close to each other. I was in Cincinnati, Ohio, and he was from Louisville, Kentucky, so we weren't too far from each other, and we kind of had that in common, too. So a lot of fun there. And it was, you know, a lot of people in the cast, it was like kind of their first film, so, you know, everybody was pretty humble. Even old John Clyde, he was humble, too, because he was kind of coming out of the gate, too, at that time. So
Yeah.
everybody was like really cool, you know.
Yeah, Jean-Claude's scary in that movie.
Yeah. But he was actually a good guy. I mean, I've seen him after that years later. I had did this other film, Lambada, and I was at the cast party, and he just happened to be there too. So, you know, we looked up there and reminisced a little bit about doing the movie.
Yeah.
And by then, you know, he had a lot of films under his belt by then. You know, he had did a lot of other movies by that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bloodsport and all that.
Yeah.
Did you the girl Kathy Salino? I actually found her on Facebook and I reached out to her, but I haven't heard back yet. But she still looks the same.
Yeah, you know, I haven't seen her since we actually did the movie. Yeah, I hadn't seen her. Yeah, I hadn't seen her in years. Now my buddy Kent, you know, who played Scott in the movie, we used to hang out a little bit. We used to hang out, and we had lost contact, and then through just hearing stuff, you know, it was kind of sad to hear that he had passed away.
Yeah.
You know, that was kind of sad to hear that, definitely. But as far as her, you know, I'm sure she's just as beautiful as she was back then. You know, she's a really nice person.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully she'll respond. Yeah.
Okay, what'd you say?
Hopefully she'll respond. You know, she'll read the message.
Right. You know, Kurt, I saw him, it's been years now, but one day I was down over in West Hollywood with some friends, and we just happened to go to this place for a happy hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he was doing General Hospital at that time. And I walked into this place, and he was in there. That's the one time and one time only I had tried this snack, and I was like, hey, what's this? It's pretty good, until they told me what it was. It happened to be some calamari, and I was like, oh, no, I don't like it now, just because I found out what it was. And he was in there, so we hung out, and that was good. We got a chance to reminisce, too, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, so that was the last time I saw him, too. But I hear, you know, he's doing pretty well also, you know.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, Dale Jacoby, he's a real karate guy.
Yeah, Dale and his brother
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Dale and Corey. I'm sorry, Dale and Corey. Dale and Corey, they're brothers. They both were in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Dale played Dean. But yeah, Dale and Corey. Yeah.
Timothy Baker, who played the dad. I wonder whatever happened to him.
Oh, yeah, he's another one that was been years ago. I saw him one day. They was at a Denny's restaurant or something. I saw him, and that's been years too. And but I hear I think he knew some martial arts too a little bit. Yeah, but I don't know. You know, a lot of these guys, you know, you lose contact, and it's just the way the industry works. But you know, being within the industry yourself, you know, you run into a lot of comedians. I'm sure, and you guys like going all over the country all the time too. So.
Yeah, they all come and they go, you know, and you know, so there'll always be, you know, a handful of ones that like you'll stay in contact with forever, you know.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I recently
like the movie itself, you know how it ended up having 3 different sequels, but the sequels themselves were like totally different.
Yeah.
But originally, the sequels were supposed to be all the same. You know, it was supposed to have myself within each one. But everything changed around. I think John Kovac was supposed to do, everything just totally changed. So it's just the way things work, the way things get negotiated out, the way careers change, and then things get a lot harder to try to get people, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah. You know, so it just, things get a lot harder sometimes.
Yep. I recently saw the European version with all the scenes that were cut from the theatrical version.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know there's different versions, and you go around the country, and actually the movie has a different title too. You know.
Yeah, but it's on YouTube though, fortunately.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know. Like in some places, it's called Karate Tiger.
Karate Tiger.
Yeah, instead of No Retreat, No Surrender, they'll call it Karate Tiger.
Yeah.
They'll call it that. Right. Yeah. So. And then I hear different names because I have different friends, you know, from all around the country. I have friends out there. My friend Igor over in the Friends of Russia that Igor Barak that contacts me all the time.
Yeah.
You know, good friend over there in the Friends of Russia that they support the movie quite a bit, and you know, as a friend of mine on Facebook and a group that they're big fans of the movie, and so they support the movie quite a bit, and that's been a blessing. You know, friends over in China and Australia, and it's just amazing to me that, you know, a movie that's now well over 30 years that the support that it gets. You know. So it's been a blessing, actually. It's truly been a blessing. You know.
Yeah. How long did the movie take to film?
That movie, I want to say we did that movie, it was like, I want to say it was 2 months. We did that movie. It's been so long ago, but I want to say it was 2 months. I mean, we shot it. We did a lot of it in Sherman Oaks, California. We did some of it in San Pedro. We did part of it in Seattle. The only people that went up to Seattle was Kurt, Kathy, and myself. We went up there. They did a scene at the Space Needle up there, and then I did a scene with Kurt at Bruce Lee's grave. So we went to his actual grave site.
Yeah.
And I remember it was supposed to be a summer scene, but it was actually winter time up there. And then the scene before that actually got sprayed with a water hose, so to keep continuity correct. Before the scene, they had to spray me, and I had a short sleeve shirt on, so it didn't fit too well with me. Yeah. So afterwards, I was like, "You guys can fly me back to LA."
Did it rain a lot up there?
It was just kind So it was time to come back.
Do you still get recognized for the role?
Yeah, every now and then. Pretty much, every now and then. I mean, of course, I don't have the long hair anymore. I mean, I've opted to shave it all off, but yeah, I get some recognition. I mean, I've done other parts that, I did a two-part episode of 21 Jump Street
Yep.
a few years back that I, gave some recognition on. It was a part that we did up in Vancouver for about a month. And that was an episode where Johnny Depp went to a gang and he shoots a cop.
Yeah.
And that episode, a lot of people have seen that episode. It was a two-part episode. And I played the youngest member of the gang in that episode. So a lot of people seem to know that episode for some reason. So I get a lot of recognition from that one too.
Yeah. What was Johnny Depp like at that point?
Johnny Depp was a really, really great guy. And we actually grew up near each other too. He actually grew up right across the bridge from me. So he actually was a great guy. Really great guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's an interesting actor.
Yeah, down to earth guy. Yeah, very down to earth.
Now, after you did No Retreat, No Surrender, you had a part in Vendetta.
Yeah, actually I did Vendetta. It was a smaller role. I mean, it wasn't as big as No Retreat, but it was a smaller role. Played a ballet attendant guy. And
Yeah.
that movie was about a woman that I believe her sister got murdered, and so she ends up going in to retaliate someone in the women's prison or something. And she steals the judge's car, and the guy gives her the keys. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? You gave her the keys. And it was something we filmed over in West Covina, California. So it was kind of like, a little day shoot that I did on that. And then I've done several commercials. And then I did I made history, actually, television history, for doing the new Leave It to Beaver. I don't know if you're familiar with
Oh, yeah.
that franchise.
Oh, yeah, I remember that show. It wasn't as good as the original, of course, but that had to have been a big deal for you.
Yeah, I did a bunch of episodes with that, playing Beaver's son's best friend. We used to film that here and in Orlando, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I played his son's best friend on that. And I made history as the first African American to have a recurring role on that TV series.
Yeah. Did you like working with Jerry Mathers and all them?
That was a great experience. The only thing on that show, though, was I was kind of stuck in the middle because the kids were actually younger than me, and then the adults, of course, were a lot older. So,
Mm-hmm. But it was
so I was always stuck in the middle, But it was a lot of fun because I worked with TV legends,
Yeah.
That's always a great experience to work with, TV legends and icons, and that was a great experience, great experience.
Yeah. I also remember you did an episode of First and 10.
Oh. Yes, I got to work with OJ.
Yeah.
Got to work on that set too. HBO series there. Did that. Yeah. That was another good one. You did the First and 10 show. And
That show is so underrated.
we did that over at I think it was El Camino College, actually, filmed over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did that one, and that was a fun one. But we're trying to hold his son hostage, actually, because it was a scene where his son was starting to get hooked on drugs, and we were like the gang members that was trying to threaten him to hold him hostage.
Yeah.
So in some ways, I'm starting to shred that RJ image a little bit.
Yeah. Shannon Tweed was on the show.
Yeah, they had a lot of different people that came out on there on First and Chance. A lot of different people that came out on that show.
The Crypt Keeper, John Kassir, was on there.
Yeah. Had a lot of football legends that came on his show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah. Do you have any memories about working on For Keeps?
For Keeps? Yeah, that was a great one because, I got to work with John Allison.
Mm-hmm.
And the great thing about that one was at the same time, I had booked 2 jobs at the same time. And I would have actually done this other movie. It was a horror movie. And they kept playing around. It was actually one of the leads to this movie called it was called Night of the Demons. It would have been one of the
love that movie. Yeah, I love that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, you heard of it, huh?
I love it.
I think it originally was called Halloween Party or something like that, but then when it came out, they changed it to Night of the Demons.
Right.
And at first they said, yeah, we want them. Then they said, no, we don't. And I went in, and I went to read for John Avildsen for Keeps.
Yeah.
And they said, yeah, we want them. And we're going to go to Winnipeg, Canada, and we're going to do this for 10 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And my manager was like, okay, fine. Then they turned around and said, okay, we want them for Night of the Demons, but the schedule's conflicted. And so my manager was like, well, he's going to do For Keeps with Molly Ringwald. And so we just stuck with that one. And, John Allison, Rocky, who wouldn't want that?
And Karate Kid.
Great guy to work with. Great experience. We filmed there. We filmed here in LA. The movie plays quite a bit. I think it was in schools. The whole teen pregnancy thing.
Yeah.
Great experience. Really great experience.
Yeah, John Avildsen. He also directed Karate Kid, ironically.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a great movie, but it's so realistic about teen pregnancy and so hard hitting, but it is funny at the same time.
Exactly. And I worked with my buddy at Pauly Shore, so we used to hang out quite a bit too.
Yeah.
That was a good experience with that one too. I had a lot of friends on there, and it was a tight-knit situation at that time, everybody hanging out. So we had a lot of fun in Winnipeg and here.
Yeah. You would have been great, though, in Night of the Demons. I know a lot of people who were in that. I've had Linnea Quigley on the show a bunch of times.
Yeah. I wish I would have been able to do that one too, but just, how it works out sometimes. They just scheduling.
Yep, that's the business.
Great movie, though.
Sure is. So you worked until like the early '90s. Then what happened? Why did the rules stop for you?
Well, it's not so much stop. It's just I started to kind of do a lot of things behind the scenes, and then I have 2 daughters, and kind of started concentrating on some things with them and pushing them with some things. I started putting together my production company, started doing a lot of independent casting and working on some screenplays and putting together a lot of stuff. And actually, that's what I've kind of been doing from there on. And now, I'm kind of starting to get some more stuff coming out again, starting to work on some more roles again. But
that's great.
That's pretty much how it's been. But I had to segue a lot of things too, because there was a lot of stuff that was going to happen. Like I was going to do Boys in the Hood, I was going to do Minister Society, but it was just a lot of things that started going left and right.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a lot of credits that IMDb doesn't have on there too.
Yeah. I find that out with lots of guests I have on the show, that they have lots of movie credits I didn't even know about that they were in.
Exactly.
And a lot of them are popular movies too.
Right, exactly. Like Lombada's not on there, you know.
Yeah. Oh my God. So what else did you do besides acting and stuff?
Well, I did some casting. I did casted this one movie called Soul Talking. I did that one, and for this guy Prentice Penny, who's now one of the executive producers for the show Insecure that comes on HBO.
Mm-hmm.
You familiar with that show?
I've heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got some production stuff in development with some partners right now we're working on. So, you know, a lot of stuff is kind of still under wraps right now that we're just trying to work on. And I was just trying to get my daughters going. I mean, now they're a little bit older and just trying to, you know, get some things going. I had to take that moment because, like I said, I've been in the business since the age of 9. And, you know, sometimes things just doing it for so long, you just gotta, you know, take that moment. But it's a, you know, wonderful business though. So I just had to, it did so much for so long, then I had to take a minute to say which way I'm gonna channel it again.
Yeah, it is a wonderful business.
Because, you know, work with a lot of great people and met a lot of great people along the way. And just now, here's that time to take that next step, which way I had to build everything up. Like I said, I did the acting, I did the independent casting, I've done producing stuff, I did a lot of things music-wise. You know, I had a group for a while, we did a lot of stuff with that, you know, so now just putting all the pieces together to have that perfect picture again.
That's so great. That's so inspiring, Jonathan. It really is. It really is. Well, again, I appreciate you taking the time today, man. I appreciate you Hello?
Yeah, I heard you. I said I appreciate it too, definitely.
Yes. And I'm glad you're happy where you're at. I hope you get roles again because that would be so awesome.
Yeah, I definitely do too. I definitely do too because it's that time. You know, so many things that are happening too. So it's, you know, a lot of different things that are happening.
Yeah, I'm in the movie business.
Also with the stand-up comedians, you know, because I see so many things out there that are happening. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm like, oh, Netflix is doing all these specials now for people, for even comedians who've just been on stage like a handful of times. It's insane, you know.
Yeah, Netflix is doing a lot right now. They really are.
Yeah.
They're doing quite a bit.
Yeah, they're doing a lot, and I'm keeping the fingers crossed because I would love a Netflix special, even if it's for one of those 15-minute ones that they're doing.
Right. Well, how long have you been doing it?
12 years.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
You have to keep me posted if I can come see you at one of your performances.
Yeah, I mean, I plan on moving to LA next year. I'm trying to make that happen. I've been trying to make that happen for 18 years now, but it looks like it's getting to the point now where I can do it finally. I've been through an awful lot. I had a car accident a couple of years ago. I was in a coma for 30 days. Man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, but you sound like you're getting stronger and stronger, though, definitely. I mean, where are you located at?
At the moment, I'm in Redding, California. I'm originally from San Francisco, but I had to move down here to help my mom pay the rent last year, and I have to be committed for 2 years, and I got like 6 more months here, so gonna make LA happen.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, when you come down here, we definitely have to get together, you know, because I appreciate the fact that you even, you know, reached out to me, you know.
Oh, my pleasure, man. I mean, I'm a movie nerd. I mean, I've seen everything. All right, man. So I'll stay in contact with you on Facebook, and
please do.
Yes, and you have yourself a great day.
You too. At any
My pleasure.
Okay, then. Nice talking with you.
You too.
All right.
All right, later. Well, there you have it. JW fails, or Jonathan fails. Ain't he a cool dude? Thank you so much, Jonathan. That was really a great interview, insight into the business, nothing but positive energy as well. And I appreciate that. You're a great guy. If you'd like that video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Add me as a friend on Facebook. Join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past because the present sucks. Later, dudes.